my light and salvation. Whom shall I fear? God is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? With these words, greetings, Jamaica, the diaspora and the world, in the powerful name of God Almighty. I am the great defender. Welcome again to another conversation about the beautiful place called Jamaica. A place so beautiful that it attracts tourists from all over the world on a daily basis. The place is so beautiful that people from all over the world are making sure they can own a piece of your coastlines to put hotels and guest houses so they can cash in on the profit of tourism. And that's not a bad idea. But the locals are just made to be ordinary workers while the ownership of most of these entities are by foreigners. The empowerment of our people is very important, and I understand when I talk about that and discuss it with my fellow Jamaicans, some of them say our people are corrupt, some say our people are not honest. But I believe in trying with our people because the people that you think are honest and are not corrupt, they are so good at it that you can't even see where they are corrupt. You can't even see how dishonest they are because they have mastered the art. The reason why our people get caught doing it is that they're just learning the art, and there's a difference in the master and there's a difference in the student. And so therefore we have a job which is to reculture our people and to bring our people to a point where they know and see the virtue of honesty. I look around and I see the country slipping away piece by piece. And the people have very few options, so they are literally grabbing at straws. They have become desperate, and so they are making desperate moves. It's like a mad dash to the exit door. People are literally at a point that they are willing to risk their lives for just food or a few paper dollars. And this is not good. This is leading to chaos, and there will be too much chaos in the country. There will be riots. There will be all sort of things if this thing continues, because the people have reached a breaking point. And so we have to pause here, reevaluate what is going on in the country, and restructure the country. There must be a blueprint to move the country forward. Right now, the leadership of the country does not have a blueprint. They do not have a plan. Your airport has been literally sold to a Mexican entity. They are now running your airport, your ports of entry. The gateway to your country is being run by foreigners. That is a sign of desperation. The country right now is at a point where the leadership seems to be just hustling and scraping what they can, for when the chaos comes, they can run away with something. We have to save the country. And so all the Jamaicans who are online quarreling with each other about nonsense, about who dress good and who don't dress good and who have this and that, all that garbage talk, you need to exert your energies towards the saving of your country. The criticism should be on the leadership of your country, not each other. And they are liking it like that because they get you to hate each other. They like it when the man down the street doesn't like the man up the street. They like it when you are distracted with violence. They like it like that because then you don't get to pay attention to the critical things that you need to pay attention to. We look through these happenings in the country, the level of crime, and I can tell you this, it is just one set of people that keeps rotating themselves in the criminal arena. It's not a lot of people committing the murders. It's a handful, and they know them. The government knows them. The country knows them. The people are. I am surprised that these people are walking up and down and like free, like it's nothing. But the weakness of this leadership is showing on a daily basis. We saw where the financial institutions in Jamaica are the ones scamming the people. They claim it's rogue employees. I believe a lot of these employees were instructed by higher ups to do what they are doing. And so we are at a point where we have a government without teeth. It's like a big bulldog without any teeth in your yard. It's useless. They are not prosecuting the crimes that they are supposed to be prosecuting. We saw the Ministry of Education, for example. The man who was Minister of Education, I think his name is Mr. Reed or something like that, who has embezzled unknowingly over probably about $500 million based on records, and nothing has been done. In fact, he still seems to be enjoying the profits that he has embezzled, so to speak. And the government is doing very little about that, if anything. We see the SSL saga, that the tiptoe approach by the government tells us that something is into something, as they would put it. And so the people that are online quarreling with each other need to put your voices towards these issues that are affecting the country and stop gossiping about each other. Some of us gossip too much. You sit down and you have nothing to do but talk about each other. Let's talk about the issues that are affecting our country. The family members in Jamaica that are killing each other over nothing. You need to exert your energies towards your country, towards saving your country. This is a serious matter, Jamaica. And by now, this country should have been first world status, and I keep repeating that. Every Jamaican child should have a food stamp where they can get food on a daily basis. Electronic banking must be spread across the island, that even in your little community shops, you can be using your cash cards to purchase your food instead of having to walk up and down with a lot of cash. The country must be modernized. We have to now exert efforts to bring Jamaica to first world status, that our people don't want to run away. We would like our people to want to stay in Jamaica because it is so good. And so to get it to that point, it takes unity. It takes the people of Jamaica to become united in the effort to reshape your country. The first worldness is what Jamaica must be about now. That's the blueprint I have for Jamaica going forward. I believe that the methods that are being applied right now, they're weak, they're incompetent, they're not properly thought out. There's no blueprint in place. You look at the budget, the first thing we have to do is get the people to unite and to love each other. Because with a small budget, when people are united, it works because everybody benefits. And so it starts by the renewing of the mind. We have to help our people to reshape and renew their minds. All the people in the ghettos of Jamaica must be issued an individual card that they can use to purchase their food, not just giving money to one man to give who he feels like giving, and he doesn't give this one, and if this one has to come fire some shot to get a little money, and all of that is it is the very laws of Jamaica, the rules of the country that are creating outlaws. It is sad when you have a country where the laws are creating outlaws. Something is wrong with that. Something is dramatically wrong with a country that its laws are creating outlaws. The health sector must be properly thought out. I see the other day, finally they got a new hospital down there in Westmoreland. But this should be more across the country. Organic food market is a very profitable thing worldwide. And Jamaica has the land, but the incentive must be given to the youngsters to produce and become farmers. You see, if you create the opportunities, you give them the subsidies, and you supervise them, they will have to work because they're being paid even before the crop is grown. While the crop is growing, they're getting a salary. And then when they bring the food in, you can deduct some of that salary back from the food that they are bringing. And then the government now exports that food on the world stage. Even if there's not the opportunity to export it, the fact that you have such healthy food will attract people from all over the world because people want to live long. There's one common thing the human being has is they all want to live. And so if they know that Jamaica is where they can come to get good food, healthy food that makes them live longer, they will find their way there. And so the export market would never even be a problem because we have what it takes to export. But first we have to produce it. This government is walking with his hands stretched out to foreign entities, begging and borrowing its way through, and that cannot build a country. We see for ourselves that when there's money in their hands, what they do, they steal it. The Ministry of Education, that issue should not have been lying so dormant. There should have been prosecutions already. I am surprised that one is so dormant. And Jamaica, we have to come out of the 9-day talk mode, and there are certain issues you have to keep relevant. And so all of you who are online quarreling with each other about nonsense, you need to start highlighting these stuff. You need to put these stuff on your platforms. The issues that affect the entire country. We need a country that the third and fourth generation will be safe because this generation made it so. And so are we going down the slippery slopes with a government that does not care about the people? That all they are doing is selling off your coastlines, selling off your airports, selling off your wharves, and now you are trapped in the middle because you can't even go through your own airports as you like. But I believe that if the excuse is that our people are corrupt, I want to tell you this: we will have to find ways to make our people walk straight. But I prefer these things in the hands of our people. We are a sovereign country. And what you are telling this country is that they are not capable of anything. So you have to always turn to foreigners. I believe in the training of our people. Train our people and give them the opportunities. A lot of them are stealing because there are lack of opportunities. If these opportunities are presented, then they will be busy doing what is right most of the times. And there must be methods in place that you monitor and sieve out the bad ones and bring in and replenish them with good ones. The problem with Jamaican system is that there are too many permanents. For example, in the prison systems, there's one set of people that's running that, which there should be rotations. On the wharves where a lot of things were coming through, there should have been rotations. And so you have to manage. It's management that is missing from Jamaica. And I know that the people, once they get in their stride, they are the best at whatever they do. If it's good, they are the best of it. If it is bad, they are the best of it. But they are the best at what they do. And so we would like to channel their energies towards production, towards having hope that the country will come full circle. So we believe in the subsidizing of the food for the people, $15,000 to $20,000 a month for every child in Jamaica, so they can buy their food. And these cards, they must be able to cash in a third of it can become cash. You can walk into a bank and cash 1/3 of your subsidy. That will create the cash to go buy your yams, bananas, breadfruit, whatever in the marketplaces. You can take cash from those cards. So only a third of it. This is a plan that we have going forward for Jamaica, where every child in Jamaica must be given a card of $15,000 to $20,000 a month to assist in food supplies. And then, like I said, you cash a third of that, then the parents can use that to buy ground provisions, because we have to keep our local economy running. The great work of the higglers who keep the nation fed with the yams, bananas, breadfruits, tomatoes, you name the crops. We have a devoted set of higglers that keep our country fed. They are a very integral part of our country, and they have not been recognized for the great work they have been doing. These higglers are great managers. They manage their home affairs well. They build their houses, and they don't owe the bank money. They know how to throw their partners and build themselves up. They are an integral part of society that the government must study how they do it on so little. And so these are the people now that you have to sit with and talk with and learn from them, because they have been carrying on a tradition in Jamaica that has made Jamaica proud. They're great ambassadors of the country. I'm very proud when I can walk onto the markets in downtown Kingston and pick up the quality of the yams, the breadfruit, the mangoes that's there, and they make it happen. They make it happen. And this government is sending in agents to abuse some of these people. The ones on the streets that they have a problem with, they can, the same spot that they are, if you create one row of stand-up stalls, little stand-up, and in case, put them in case where you have a window on one side and a window on one side. So the higgler is on this side and the buyer is on the next side. And you can form lines and buy from these people so they can too make a living, even though it's on the streets. But you organize them. And then you have them pay a stipend for the stall. The government must make these. In developed countries, you see these. They make these rows of stalls, and nicely made, nice and well kept. And you manage them. And you make them pay a stipend. And then you provide extra police and security for them so they don't have to worry about the extortions. And so there are planning that go into building a country. You have to plan it out. The government lacks ideas. They lack planning ability. I wonder, what do they discuss after work? Because obviously they are not thinking about anything. And so this country must be saved. It must be saved. And it's up to you, the people, to join a new movement, to develop your country, to keep you safe, and to teach you to love each other, appreciate each other, unite. All the fighting is for nonsense. You're wasting lives, you're wasting talents. The fathers to be are being killed. They will never become grandfathers, they will never become fathers, they will never see their children grow and enjoy the laughter and the glee from their children. These things are very important in life, and when a man decide that he will die young and leave all these enjoyments behind, then it says that he is very desperate. And we have to do a scientific study to find out what is the cause of this in some of our youngsters. Jamaica, we have a problem with leadership and we have a problem with some of the citizens. And so we have to fix both. And it starts with leadership. The fish rots from the head. And so, therefore, there's no doubt that if anything else, to start fixing the country, you have to seek new leadership. With those words, I rest my case. Like, share, and subscribe. Spread the word so it can be heard. Thank you.